legends, grab your footy scarves and buckle in. Round 4 is in the books and it's been absolute carnage. We've had some upsets, blowouts, classic footy shootouts, and a few sides that might already be booking their holidays in sweet September. Whether your club is flying, maybe floundering, we're diving into all the games from the round and we're going to create a stock footy market. We're buying, or are we holding, or are we selling? You know the drills. Let's get stuck into it and go through these games. So we start with Collingwood 63 defeating my Blues by 46 in a game that was really hard to watch. Collingwood turned the tide after a scrappy first half in what was an arm wrestle at the G, dismantling Carlton with 4 unanswered goals in the third term to secure a 17-point win. The Pies now sit 3-1 and climbing, while Carlton we're 0-4. That's not pretty good, is it? It's wet and wild, this game was, and it was very Collingwood. Schultz, he turned on the Jets. He was electric. 2 goals, relentless pressure, and moments that did swing the momentum their way. He won the medal for the day and proved why Collingwood chased him so hard after probably a tough initiation from the media at times from Collingwood in his debut year. De Goey, he was magic and then he was rested. 2 goals, showed some big moments, and then cruise control as he was managed after coming back from injuries. The signs, though, there that De Goey is returning to his best, and the fact that they had the luxury of shelving him only helps his return even better. Darcy Cameron, though, he beat a very informed Tom de Koning, and he was huge around the stoppages. Darcy Moore was a wall, cutting out inside 50s, swatting them away like annoying flies at the barbecue. And the Dacos brothers, it wasn't vintage from them, but by the third quarter, they really turned the tide. Clean hands, clever exits, control what they're heating on. Nick's midfield minutes keep growing, and he looks like a real danger. Got away from Hewitt after being tagged all game. Carlton's collapse again in the fourth. 4 brilliant starts. They would be 100% record if we only played 2 quarters of football. Top of the ladder with Adelaide. Then kicked 2 goals after that second half, and they conceded 29.20 in second halves this year. That's not a fade out, that's flatlining. George Hewitt was a mountain of pressure, kicked goals, was a bright spark for the Blues. His second half quarter really was against the flow of play and reminded us that there is some fight there in Navy Blue. Houston, his bump on Lockie Fogarty got a 2-week ban. This is going to be very interesting because it's his second ban already. Obviously, the other one was at the Power. It was unnecessary. It's going to be interesting how that's handled. The quick kicks from this game, though. Will White had chances early. He didn't convert, but there was a bit of promise there. Schultz's second goal in the third term was the dagger. His best game by a mile by Black and White. Ollie Hollands moved back to the wing with the Cowan injury. 2 goals, real good goals as well. A little bit of hope that maybe he's playing the wrong position at half-back. Walsh and Dacos, they were fiery in this. One of the Blues' few moments where there was a bit of fight. But Dacos definitely won that battle when you look at impact per touch. Carlton now 0-4. Only 7 teams in the history have played finals after that. They are looking at a miracle. In this, by Collingwood stock, 3 on the trot, a group that knows how to grind. Carlton South, they've lost their edge, lost 4 straight, and they look like they're losing belief. They need answers fast going into next week's gather round. Then we had Geelong 85 defeating the Demons 46. Geelong flexed their experience. It was danger time and Cats pounced. They pulled away from Melbourne with a 39-point win. Chris Scott's men now 3-1, led by the ageless Patrick Dangerfield. The Dogs and the Cats kept the D's really wobbling throughout this. It was controlled, tough and clinical. Dangerfield turned back the clock. Big performance, 25 touches, 3 goals. Big moment in the third as well when the Melbourne started to wag their tail a bit. He slammed the door shut and reminded everyone he still got it. Guthrie was a brick wall, 30 touches, 17 marks. 17, controlled it airily, constantly gave them an exit down the back and rebounded with absolute class. Jack Henry was good as well until his hamstring injury. Guthrie and him were a real big duo, intercepting in the back half of the ground, reading Melbourne's aerial game. Henry's injury is a blow, but they've got the coverage. Melbourne, though, looked sharp for 3 quarters, and then they just ran out of puff. 3 behinds in the final term. There's talent, but something isn't right. It really looks disjointed at the minute, and their forward connection is MIA. Gawn responded to critics, 34 hit-outs and 5 clearances. He was better than Stanley in the ruck, but there was no troops around him in this one. 2 goals from Petrarca. His frustration was clear at the end of the game. D 0 and 4 and nothing's clicking. His emotions, I think, tell the story. He's desperate to spark something. Geelong had 17 marks inside 50 to Melbourne's 5. That's the game. Their connection was wasteful. Ball use was poor and no bite. The Ds need more than Petrarca, Clary and Gawn to lift. The quick kicks from this game. Bowes kicked 2 handy snags. Stengel added 2. He looked like he was finding a bit of form. De Koning and Neil both hit the scoreboard, really showcasing Geelong's spread of application. Langdon and Van Ruin had flashes, but couldn't sustain it. Jack Henry's hammy, it's a bit of a worry, but he was huge before going off, and the heat is rising fast on Goodwin. Geelong, bye. Hardened, calm, dangerous. They'll be in the mix. Sell Melbourne stock. Can't score, can't finish, can't catch a break. The alarm bells are deafening. Up next, Gold Coast versus Adelaide. 91 points to 90 win. This was a thriller. Gold Coast now loving life. A nail-biter against the Crows in what might be the best game of the year. It was a pressure cooker. It was physical. It had controversy. It had a home crowd roaring the Suns home. And it was an electric affair. Suns held their nerve in a game that had more momentum swings than you usually see. They hold firm when they matter. Leading by 18 in the last, they were run down by a storm in Adelaide. But thanks to Rioli, Flanders and Miller, they managed to kill the dying game and ice a big win. Danny Rioli looks reborn in Suns colours, 26 touches, 10 in the last quarter, cool in the chaos. He found the right targets and really calmed the game down. He was an absolute clinic at half-back. Jed Walter looked phenomenal. 3 goals, massive presence, and clutched up in the 4th under immense pressure. He's not just potential anymore. It's starting to come out. It really is. And then the ranking rage. The AFL has come out and said it should have been a mark. The ranking no call with just a minute to go is the big talking point. This is the 4th time Adelaide have been done by poor umpire decisions. We'll never know if it would have gone through, but I think he would have kicked it. Gold Coast survives, and that is literally a talking point for the year. Thilthorpe was immense. 5 big goals. Looks like prime Nick Rewalt out there. The defence was in knots with him, and he is a genuine threat. Tuck Miller was 24 touches, endless pressure, big goal. He really was a point of difference in that midfield. It's a real strong midfield group, that, and Tuck Miller being able to play loose is only going to help them. Crows come of age, though. No win, but no shame. They fought back from twice, nearly pinched it. 10 clearances for Ranking, 4 goals for Tex Walker, 3 for Fogarty. Dawson was a masterclass. Strong team. Quick kicks, Hewland, his one-on-one defending was good. He made Fogarty work. Even though Fogarty kicked 3, I thought he will be very proud of that battle. Flanders, his rise continues. Excellent composure. Mitch Hinds, under the radar, I think. Placed just where you don't really notice him. 27 touches, went at a good efficiency as well. Soligo's tackle that led to the boundary snap was unlucky. Could have gone either way as well. King and Reid both hit the scoreboard, set the tone. Both strong players. And that leads me, Gold Coast by 3-0, gritty, slingshot. They're looking better and better. They haven't played any super team apart from Adelaide, but I think they will be in the mix. And Adelaide keep buying. Finals level footy, no panic needed. This team got robbed and they will be there or thereabouts. Then we go on to Brisbane versus Richmond. 118 Brisbane, Richmond 90. Lions roar and the Tigers rise. Brisbane took care of business and knocking Richmond off. This is the first time they've beaten Richmond at this venue since 2009. 4-0, Premiership defence locked in. all this talk of, you've got to beat them, like, them Black Seeds. They did really well. But the real story here is how hard the Tiger Cubs worked. They were real strong and made Brisbane go into their fourth quarter spurt. Will Ashcroft continues to rise. His second goal was a dribbling effort from the boundary. Could be goal of the year. He and Lockie Neal were mental, ran riot at the coalface, and really were a big part of Lions winning this. Jasper Fletcher, huge talk in the draft on this channel. He had a new role off halfback and he looked incredible. He might be one to really watch out for in your Supercoach. He looked really assured. Good news though for the Tigers. They went hunting hard. There's something happening there. Lelaw looked like a genuine star in the making. 2 goals, 24 touches. Trainer and Armstrong looked really good as well. Richmond might be just one win in, but the energy is really good. Shout out Lions though, their spread is amazing. You've got players like Cameron, McCluggage, Zach Bailey, Hitwood, Revel. All these guys are unselfish and ruthless and clean. And this really helped kill the fighting Tigers. Seth Campbell though continues to break out. He looked amazing. And Taranto had a good game. So there's plenty to like about the Tigers. Quick kicks are really Will Ashcroft's goal of the year. Filthy stuff from the boundary. Fletcher looks like a serious weapon. Sam Lelaw is that guy. Shades of Dusty. Bailey and Morris combined for 5 goals. Real making that look better. Logan Morris particularly making it look better that they've lost Danaher. Richmond's system does hold up. As this gets better, they're going to be really tough. No injuries for either side as well. Massive win by Brisbane stock. Deep, deadly, unrelenting, undefeated. They're tracking as you'd expect. And Richmond, kids showing something. I'll stick by it. They win 4 games this year. Then we go on to Sydney North. 117 Sydney, North Melbourne 52. Swans went mental in the second half. An absolute second half blitz. They look back in business. Cox ball alive and well. And for the Roos again, really wasteful. Will Hayward was the star of the show. He was everywhere from the opening bounce. 4 goals. Aerial brilliance, marking on the lead. He's an absolute finisher, potent sniper player. And Marty, he seems to be a bit like Jesse Hogan. Only needs the same amount of touches as he has goals. Hayden McLean was real good as well for him to work off, taking the big defenders. Hayward and Marty can just systematically dismantle you. Riley Bice, the mature age defender, he was fantastic. 4.33 metres gained, 7 inside 50s, 26 disposals, an absolute weapon off halfback. Sheasel in his new midfield role, very good. Found the outside well. Him and LDU really did try and get them into it. It's that final polish they're missing. Their midfield to forward, just 37 inside 50s despite nearly 400 disposals. Sydney were cleaner, quicker, and far more damaging. Isaac Heaney, silky touches, 19 touches, 2 good deliveries as well inside 50 that created goals. Braden Campbell, he looked really solid. Luke Parker kicking a goal, a wonderful goal against his old side. Nick Larkey, he had a bit of a difficult outing against Tom McCartin. 2 late goals, but it was dead goals. McCartin won that battle. Paul Curtis continues his rise. Swans' ball movement is slick. Riley Hardiman had some flashes. Rare positive, I thought. And Davis Uniacke, he looked in pain towards the end of the game, but he was brilliant. North, time to sell. This is a worry here. Their effort looked miles off. And although they slingshot well, when the effort's not there, that is a worry. Sydney, that's the blueprint. 4 quarters, pressure, polish. They're building and they needed this win. GWS versus Eagles, 132-51. Hogan goes bang. He was simply unstoppable. 9 goals, even handed off what he could have had. He could have had 10. An 81-point demolition. The Orange Tsunami rattled Eagles early and never relented. 9 goals, 9 kicks from Hogan. Made it look very easy. Marked everything. Great lead-up play. And was unselfish. Absolute masterclass. And looks a lock for the Coleman medal. Darcy Jones, electric. Swinging into the midfield. 2 goals, 24 touches. Line-breaking speed. Absolute dynamo player. Tom Green, after having probably a few quiet games since returning, 37 touches, 2 goals. He's added goals to his game and swinging forward. He set the tone forward and behind the ball. Whitfield and Ash look absolutely dangerous off halfback. 66 touches between them. They launched wave after wave. So much control, so much composure. And the Eagles were under siege. Harley Reid playing across halfback this time. He looked gassed in the fourth quarter. Sandy Brock got a lesson, but that gives you hope. That gives you hope. Toby Green, he's going to be cited for what was a very dangerous tunnel, but he was brilliant, kicking 3 goals and also spreading the load. Some real positives for GWS. Hogan's 9 bucket, could have been 10, but he was selfless. Darcy Jones, chaos, absolutely personified. Tom Green, danger in coalface and now adding goals. Callahan and Himmelberg, underrated in this game. Himmelberg looks every bit an all-Australian key defender. GWS's defence never really worried, but was so watertight. Eagles forward entries, bombs, long turnover weapons. Their ball movement is shocking. No chemistry. Bit of a question mark, no Cornelio, but GWS don't need him. And, you know, Harley Reid, I feel like he's doing too much. He showed some real positive signs, but I think he's a midfielder. I think it's a half forward. Don't play him at halfback. Sell all your West Coast stock. More pain coming. They are definitely going to win the spoon this year. GWS by finals bound, looking ruthless. They're dangerous. St Kilda 89, Port Adelaide 72. Saints get the win. They hate playing at Adelaide. 15 attempts. They finally do it. And this was a statement game. They blitzed them early and then controlled the game towards the end. Sinclair stood out, 25 touches and a goal. An absolute peach as well, his goal was. When the game was on the balance as well, Sinclair stood up, along with his mate Windhager. Gave away a 50, and I don't mind that because that sparked a 6-goal avalanche. But he was really, really strong. Really, really strong. He is really dangerous. I like the fact he plays on the edge. Wanganeen, his class is amazing. Him and Stocker combining were huge for that goal. They look really solid. McRae, he just keeps them ticking. 28 touches, definitely the recruit of the year. And Port, again, leaving it very late. We didn't really see Jason Horne-Francis. We didn't even see Giordardis till the end. But they just went missing at the start of the game. Jason Horne-Francis, though, did look very good. 28 touches, 3 goals by the end. He needed more help, though. He can't do it on his own. The quick fixes, Jack Higgins' 2 first quarter goals really got them going. Saints' 6-goal opening burst was game-breaking. Windhager absolutely towed up Connor Rosie. Madness, there was just fireworks all the game. Giordardis nearly took mark of the year. And Butters, back with 30 touches, is one of the bright sparks for Port. Massively by Saints stock. They're tough, they're quick, massive game style, and their ability to control the game is amazing. Port Adelaide, sell. Same fade outs, not enough defensive steel. They look lost. Fremantle, 97, Dogs, 81. Dogs in this really were a bruising encounter. Everyone looked really good in this game. Fremantle, they literally had injuries galore in this game, though, but they held firm and got a real strong win. A gritty 16-point win. And really showcasing that was Caleb Sarong. Massive 38 touches, 15 clearances. He's definitely in All-Australian contention. Brayshaw, 150 games, 29 touches and a goal. Clinical when it mattered. 13 touches, really in that second term, really opened this game up. Masterclass. And Shai Bolton, fully fit, brought that razzle-dazzle we expected. Nearly took a screamer at the end. He was a constant menace throughout. And Frederick and Tracy really combining. They are ice cold. Murphy Reid, he's got it. Should get the Rising Star nom. And Dogs didn't roll over. They were never out of it. Sam Darcy looks good. 5 goals, 11 marks. Liberatore and Sanders, they were brilliant. The second half claps will cost them. But when they get their players back, they're a final side. Tracy and Frederick building some serious form of the quick kicks for this. Sarong, jet-fueled masterclass. Murphy Reid, he's a special talent. And Shai Bolton lift off. Dogs dominated early, but they did really miss their key players in this game. Darcy, though, for me, is world class. And you know what? Rory Lobb started well. There's a little bit of hope there. He faded at the end, but their best is still good enough. They just need to string it together. Buy Fremantle stock. Tough win. Backs against the wall. Back to back. If they can stay healthy, they're going to be dangerous. Bulldogs, just hold. Don't sell yet. When they get players back with the Darcy in this form, they look dangerous. There you have it then. Round 4. Some big statements. A couple of reality checks. And more drama than neighbours, really. Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comment. Who are you buying stock in? Who are you selling? Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more great content on here. Can't wait to have you all as part of the PommyInOz family. Until next time, see you later. I've been PommyInOz. You've been brilliant. Pom out.